Hello, everyone. Richard here from Calvin Wazoo, bringing you another video and another contest entry. So this is the 1,000 subscribers contest from Edwin at the channel Pretty Green Vinyl. And it's a nice little contest. I like these contests because they often provide an idea, a concept, for the subject of a video, because I haven't been buying a whole lot of new vinyl recently. I'm kind of in vinyl jail, self-imposed, because of all the spending I was going through during, the quarantine or the stay-at-home orders that have been ongoing since March. But I've got to dial it back. So, you get dependent on the new vinyl video kind of concept. So anyway, this sounded like fun. So here we go. We've got 10 questions. Pretty straightforward. I will have the questions listed in the Down Under, plus a link to Pretty Green Vinyl channel, specifically to the video that where he's doing the contest. So, let's get started. First one is a song that makes you cry. And, there's a few that qualify in here, but the one that I think that I really want to choose for this answer is called The Bus Mall by the Decemberists. And it's on the Picaresque album. I really love that song. It's a song about two runaways clinging to each other, taking care of each other, coming from homes that didn't take care of them. And I guess, I cry almost every time that I listen to it, not out of sadness, but because of the sweetness of the song. It is really, really a beautiful song, especially the way that it fades in with the guitars, acoustic guitars, just really strumming along. Beautiful, beautiful song. All right, a song with a place in the title. Well, I kind of generalize the idea of place. And the song I chose, maybe because of the one that I chose about the song that makes you cry, is the song Home, found on the Barnstorm album. Excuse me, I'm mispronouncing today. By Joe Walsh. Home, it's a place, right? And that's the title of the song, Home. And I like a lot of Joe Walsh's material, in which he does take a sort of nostalgic view on his past, his childhood, his growing up years. They're very warm and intimate songs, and I really like them. All right, a song with a color in the title. It took me a while to settle on one, and then finally, we'll go with this one. White Rabbit from Surrealistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane. Especially because of the fact that when I first heard the song, I was in junior high school, and it just, when I remember the TV movie Go Ask Alice, and the whole anti-drug paranoia and fear that was going on, at the time. My albums are falling over. So anyway, it's a good song. I really like it. It's a very clever song, and it comes from a very good album. Now, the next question is a song to be made into a movie. All right, now I'm really kind of going out here on this one. It's an instrumental song on this album here by Leo Kottke. And the song is The Sailor's Grave on the Prairie. And the reason is every ever since, and every time I've listened to this. So ever since I first heard the song, and every time I listen to it now, and the first time I heard this was back when I was, in high school. This was says 1979, but for some reason, I think this song was, this album was released. This must be a reprint from 1979 in Tacoma, because I'm almost certain that this was, well, maybe it was while I was in college and not in high school. But anyway, ever since, when I hear the song, I envision lyrics to it and a story about this sailor who sailed upon the seas of the world. Maybe he was a soldier, maybe he was a merchant marine or an explorer or something. But he wasn't born and raised in a seaside town. He came from the prairie. And then when maybe after his adventures, and there was some significant event that really changed and altered his life, because that's what a film needs. There has to be a catalyst for a huge change in the protagonist's character or view or look on life. And then, his older years, he lived perhaps to a ripe old age, and died in maybe it's his birth home, or maybe he moved to the prairie to get as far away as he could from the ocean. Anyway, that's my selection. It's a really, really beautiful song too. And this is a great album if you haven't listened to Leo Kottke playing 6 and 12 string guitar. I've seen him perform live once. Really incredible. All right, next one, moving along. What song would you play to make a friend like your favorite artist? Well, my primary favorite artist is Frank Zappa. And Frank Zappa, some people like Frank Zappa because of his prurient comedy music, and then others like him for his guitar solos, and others like him for his avant-garde composing. And then, someone like me who likes or loves his music because of all those reasons. But he can be tough to really hook people in. So I chose a song from the Overnight Sensation album, which is probably his tightest and most commercially successful album out of his entire and vast catalog. And I'm not picking a song that you might think. I chose Zombie Wolf as the song I would play for somebody to get them hooked into Frank Zappa. And I chose Zombie Wolf because it's got a little bit of a story, which many Frank Zappa songs do. The story is a little bit on the, salacious side, but it also has some really complex musical construction in terms of time signatures changing. And then it has a really, really killer guitar solo. It is one of my favorite guitar solos. Studio solos, for sure, in the Zappa catalog. So that's what the song would be. It would be Zombie Wolf by Frank Zappa. Then a song with a boy or girl in the title. And it dawned on me last night. Roxanne. I was listening to this last night because I am preparing to make a new video that is going to be part of a series of my interest in punk rock, and I'm starting my journey with a video that when I was kind of punk adjacent. So, and certainly the Police, their first album was punk adjacent. But anyway, the song's Roxanne. I can remember the first time I heard it. I had just moved to Tucson. I was like 19 or 20 years old, and somebody put it on their stereo, and the whole album just completely blew me away. All right, a song you would love to hear live. Well, despite my records keep sliding over and it's distracting me, despite the fact that he has been one of my favorite and most influential musical artists around, I never was able to see a David Bowie show. And I had a couple opportunities, but I can't even remember the reasons why I just never got to a show. For all I know, it could have been simply and tickets were cheap back then, but I just didn't have the cash or the ability to get to the show. Anyway, the song is also my favorite Bowie song, bar none. There's a lot of others that are close. Interestingly, it's not from my favorite Bowie album. But anyway, the song is from the Ziggy Stardust album, which was the first Bowie album I ever heard. I think I was maybe 14 at the time. And anyway, the song is Lady Stardust. I would love to see that performed live and in an intimate theater, in a small venue. And it's just it's such a beautiful song. I really, really like it. It's not necessarily a song I would want to hear in an arena concert. It would need to be like in a more intimate theater surrounding. Then the next one is a song to be played at my funeral. And this is one, that I've always thought would be a perfect one. And that is from the Grateful Dead's Working Man Dead. And the song is Black Peter. And which is essentially a song about a person dying and all their friends are there with him in his final moments. And in the line that really, really gets me, I would play this part, for the video, but I know the Grateful Dead really doesn't care about any copyright violations or anything like that, but sometimes YouTube can be just so hypersensitive about this kind of stuff that I just don't want to hassle with it if my video gets blocked or limited or whatever. But anyway, the line in the song that I just find beautiful is, "See here how everything lead up to this day. And it's just like any other day that's ever been. Sun goes up and the sun is going down. Shine through my window and my friends, they come around." That's just beautiful stuff and definitely something that I would have played at my funeral. It's the last song, last item. A favorite song from a concert experience, and it's going to be R.E.M., the song Losing My Religion. And the reason this is like my favorite concert experience song is that I saw R.E.M. They were the headliner at a show here in Chicago back in, it was 2008. And the backup bands or the bands that, opened the show were The National and Modest Mouse, which it was inside the United Center, okay? It's a basketball and hockey arena. Acoustics not all that good. So I was not familiar with these bands at all at the time. So I was kind of like, didn't really enjoy them all that much. But R.E.M. was solid. And when they started the song, Losing My Religion, the entire arena, and I'm sure this happens at a lot of their shows, the entire arena began singing with the music. And Michael Stipe stopped singing and just, let everybody in the arena sing the song. A couple of times he would kind of like, join in, but the crowd was not off at all with the song. They were on beat, they were on time and sang every word. And I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It was such an amazing experience. So yeah, that is my favorite song from a concert experience. So there are my 10 songs for Edwin's contest at the Pretty Green Vinyl channel. So all that stuff will be down in the Down Under. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't. Share my video, please, with your friends. Maybe they might be interested if they're music collectors. And remember to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.